Welcome back again, guys. I hope you watched the previous video, the first video, when we talked about what Forex trading is and what it does. And in this episode, the part 2, we're going to be talking about a word we used a lot in the previous section, the word broker. And I'm sure in your head, you were wondering what a broker does and what it does for you, because I used it a lot in the previous video. All right, so your wait is finally over, because in this video, we're going to be covering it all. All right, what is a broker? A broker is the plug in the Forex trading industry. That is the plug. The guy who simplifies everything and makes it a click away. It's like when you find a good broker, it's like you remember that one friend of yours who's always dependable and you can always count on when you need them? Yeah, there's a broker in Forex trading for you in terms of making things happen at a faster pace. That's what they do. When you find a good one, keyword, when you find a good one. So the textbook definition of a broker is an intermediary that provides traders with platforms for buying and selling foreign currencies. That's the textbook definition. So these are the key roles for the broker. Number 1 is providing trading platforms. Number 2, market access and liquidity. There, I want you to take note of the word liquidity, because we're going to be coming back and covering it again. Number 3 is providing leverage. Also take note of the word leverage, because we're going to be coming back and talking about it again. Number 4, we have execution of trades. That is self-explanatory. So you just make sure that your trades are done. We have providing, he also ensures, he calculates the spread and the commission. Take note of the word or spread there, because we'll cover it more in detail shortly. And then there is regulation and security. The broker is also your friend, but is there to police you in making sure that you're following the rules and regulations of the Forex trading industry as a whole. So guys, I'm sure by now you're wondering, is this broker the same broker we talk about? Let's say when you want to buy a property and you want to engage like the intermediary between. Let's say you want to buy a car, and in cars, I think they call them the dealer, but it's still the same broker. So yeah, it's the same guy, just different places. It's definitely the same guy. And I'm sure you can see by these things, it's just that they make the transaction convenient for you. I'm sure, and this, like I said before, when you find a good broker, because they can be messed up brokers out there. So we come back to the terms that I said we're going to be talking a little bit more about. And the first one is liquidity. So liquidity is how easily an asset can be bought or sold without affecting its price significantly. So I'm sure that is quite self-explanatory there. So the biggest liquidity providers are financial institutions, aka banks, because they are consistently buying and selling currencies. You see, I know you hate your bank so much. Here you have it. They have some good for you in the Forex trading industry. They are always there buying and selling currencies. So here they can work as your liquidity provider. At least your fucked up bank will do something good for you, because people are crying because they have issues with their banks. So since there has to be a sell for every buy you take on a currency pair, and banks are always buying and selling, brokers link you with their trades, right? What they're just saying is, so for every buy you take, there has to be a sell being executed on the other side. That ensures kuti, like, just like in simple, if you want bread, right? You have the money to buy bread. Someone has to be selling bread for that transaction to happen. The same applies with Forex trading. So since the biggest liquidity providers are banks, the market, the broker just links you with the liquidity provider. And what the broker does is quite good, because you might find that I'm in Zimbabwe and the best liquidity provider for the currency that I want to take is in, I don't know, somewhere in Honolulu there. They just do it all whilst I'm a click away. I don't have to drive to Honolulu to go and buy the currency that I want. You see that? A broker is not really a bad guy. So brokers ensure there's always liquidity for you to be able to execute your trades in short. So the challenge with linking your retail traders to liquidity providers is that retail traders deal in small amounts, so brokers assist them with leverage. You have a problem there. Yeah, I'm sure you should have seen it. You, my friend, probably the amount that you think is big, right, is not really that big to the bank. So how is that fixed? Because you don't want a situation whereby the broker calls up the bank like, hey, I have a client here that wants to buy Japanese yen. And then they're like, oh, that's nice. How much? And then like, about $100 worth of Japanese yen. And you can imagine the bank wants to buy like $1 million. They'll be like, say, the next time you call this line, make sure you are hitting us with a real number for some real business transaction. That money, that $100 cannot even cover our gas fees. So the broker cooks up a little trick. That trick is called leverage, to make sure every time he calls the broker, the liquidity provider, it won't be a fist in their face. So when brokers do this thing whereby they amplify, your $100 can be amplified to look like 100K. Just like that. Like magic, right? So how that is done, don't worry about it. It's their math, it's their what. You just have to know that they make sure your small little money can be linked to the financial institution's large money and make that transaction very comfortable. They can. I wish brokers did this for love, right? Because there is a lot of mismatch that's happening. So if they could only match you with, I'm sorry, it feels like a bad joke, but it just came in my head. So it is when brokers amplify the funds of retail traders so that they can match liquidity providers. Yeah. But since the broker magnifies your financial power, this means an increase in your potential for profits or losses. If you have seen anything Forex related, there's always this disclaimer that says, hey, Forex trading is a risky endeavor. Make sure you invest the money that you are willing to lose. You should take that one serious, my friend, because when the broker does this magic trick and makes your money comfortable to deal with, that means more profits and more losses, because it was just $100 and now it's looking like 100K, right? So yeah, it means you could make a lot of money or lose a lot of money at a way faster pace than it would have if it were just $100. It's a double-edged sword. So leverage varies from broker to broker, and it is offered as a ratio. It's usually 1:50, 1:100, 1:1,000, right? So usually, if it's a good broker, it allows you to choose the leverage that you want. If it's a good broker. And for some guys who trade news, you'll find that they have a good appetite for losing and making money, so they choose the highest leverage. Don't worry about it. You understand which leverage is best for you. Don't crack your head yet. There is more to crack your head for. So I'm sure you're wondering by this point, like, how does the broker make his money? Well, here is one way he makes his money. The broker makes money through something called spread. So what is spread? I'm sure now you're like, okay, I think I need to be a broker and make some spread money. All right. The spread is the difference between the bid price and the ask price. The bid price being what buyers are willing to pay, the ask price being what sellers are asking for. It's never, there is always that small little margin. That is where the broker makes profit, and it represents the cost of executing a trade, and it is a key way for brokers to make profit. Do you remember that part in the previous video where I talked about we're only going to focus on the majors, right? Because the liquidity providers are more active there in the Forex majors for reasons that are best known. There is more trade, there is more demand, there's more supply, so they go where the money is, right? That means the spread there, since there is more activity, is quite humble. It's quite tolerable. Unlike these exotics, you might probably lose all your money just because of spread. You may give all your money to the broker because of spread. So yeah, that is one of the reasons why we will only focus on Forex majors. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That is all I had for you on brokers. Stay tuned for the next episode, because in the next episode, we're going to be talking about an in-depth concept that you definitely don't want to miss about, because the journey for you to become a Forex trader requires you to be listening and watching everything that I put out there. If you have any questions, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. And please, I urge you guys to watch these videos more than once. Why? Because the first time, you don't fully understand everything. The second time, you get a grasp of it. The third time, you probably understand it. That's why I'm making them very short and very precise. I cut out a lot of stuff so that you guys can understand everything that I'm putting out there. Thank you so much. Stay tuned, stay blessed, and always stay prayed up, because you need to be profitable traders. Bye, my friends. Catch you in the next video.